Who here has ever drawn a picture? Now, who here has ever used drawing to enhance any form of your formal education? Drawing pictures to portray ideas and concepts is something that is natural and inherent to human nature. Think about it. Cave painting, sculpture, and typography are all ways that humans have represented ideas and emotions and concepts throughout the ages. I am a graphic design major, which means that the entire purpose of my current major and future career is taking visual media to represent an entire company. Through my studies, I have been able to understand the importance and presence of media wherever we look. What I'm going to show you today is the importance of art combined with education to create a strong education system by increasing retention in students, enhancing classic learning subjects, and the realization that creativity and art is the basis of the human experience and the human nature. It is common knowledge that the basic school system relies most on retention and memory. Sketchnoting, or incorporating drawing with taking notes, helps with both of these skills. So, what is sketchnoting? Sketchnoting, to quote Mike Road, author of the Sketchnote Workbook and the Sketchnote Handbook, explains them as such. Sketchnotes are rich visual notes created from a mix of handwriting, drawings, handwritten typography, shapes, and visual elements like arrows, boxes, and lines. Sketchnotes engage your entire mind by combining text with images like our brains naturally already do with information that is involved. Sunny Brown highlighted the importance of doodling to enhance note-taking in her TED Talk, Doodlers Unite. She claims that doodling is a preemptive measure to engage focus rather than what we are led to believe that doodling can only detract from focus. As a matter of fact, she claims that those who doodle while listening to lectures and taking notes have a 29% higher retention than their counterparts who don't. A direct example of this is from Danny Gregory's article, Let's Get Rid of Art Education in Schools. Students who took 4 years of art education scored 91 points better than their peers who didn't on the SATs. Speaking more in depth about retention, these are the senses that we need for retention: auditory, visual, kinesthetic, reading and writing, and an emotional experience. We need 2 of these for retention of information, or 1 of these paired with an emotional experience. However, doodling and sketchnoting encapsulates all 4 of these with a higher probability of an emotional experience. So you're getting triple the retention without actually doing more of the work. So why wouldn't we combine these for our students? Doodling and drawing enhances classic subjects. In Thomas Hatfield's work titled The Unevenness of Art Education Policies, he describes how there are laws set in place for creative and art-based classes, but there is no way for our government to actually assess if these standards are being met. One of the standards he mentions is as follows. They, high school students, should be able to communicate at a basic level in the 4 arts disciplines: dance, music, theater, and the visual arts. From this, we can deduct that not only should arts programs be increased, but they can and should be connected into base studies, as they can and do have direct connections. However, another point made in Hatfield's article is that common sense suggests that we should approach these subjects head on instead of through the arts. But as has been researched and previously mentioned, adding the arts to these basic subjects increases retention and grades. So, finally, creativity is the basis of education and ultimately human life. Every single thing that we use today had to be created. The computer you're seeing me on, the clothes that we wear, and the medical equipment keeping the less fortunate alive right now. In her TED Talk, Sunny Brown also mentions that children show a set of developing characteristics in their drawings that can be graphed and observed to show development and improvement of ideas. The root of this is creativity, which I believe is naturally ingrained in human beings. Danny Gregory explains that creativity is not just for simplistic art projects and should not be restricted to simplistic activities like creating terracotta pots or making charcoal posters of celebrities. Instead, he explains how students should combine STEM programs with the arts by creating prosthetics with 3D printers, by creating more space-efficient and energy-efficient buildings with drawing and architecture. He emphasizes that creating something to make the world a better place is much more important than football games and standardized test scores. Adding artistic values to your everyday life can benefit you greatly no matter what your job or major of choice is. Adding artistic components to mainstream schoolwork should be highly encouraged because it increases retention and grades, it enhances basic subjects for further understanding, and that creating art is a basic human instinct. So why are we denying ourselves our human nature and our full capability of education? If you could do it when you were 2, you can certainly do it now. Thank you.